Perfectionism made me dumb. Perfectionism started to make me dumber and dumber without me realizing I was becoming passively stupid, as opposed to being actively stupid. I was missing out on experiences that would help me later in life. So by being passively stupid because of my perfectionist personality, I wasn't making the mistakes. I wasn't failing actively. I was always in this safe zone. I was actually in a survival mode most of my life. Of course, creativity was a big, massive part of my life. But it turned against me because perfectionism. I was starting to get trapped in this perfectionist mindset in kindergarten. It started in kindergarten and it continued throughout elementary school and my junior high. So I was a fairly talented young kid, had like a few talents that I gained attention with. So I gained a lot of attention. I was good at drawing. In kindergarten, I gained attention with this. In elementary school, I started making animations on a computer. Then I started even doing music. Later on, I took on some musical instruments in elementary school. I played drums initially, then the guitar, and so on. So since a very young age, I was getting a lot of attention on what I was doing, and I was making it all perfect. But here's the thing. I wasn't active on making mistakes. I wasn't making the mistakes. I was still in this perfectionist mode. The perfectionism became worse because I had to transition from being good at those certain areas in life to completely new areas where I was fucking lost. What this did was I was now afraid to look stupid because I haven't had any experience in those new areas. For example, dating, approaching girls. A very simple example. So I did not make stupid mistakes that would have benefited me later in life. And so, of course, all this dating and hookup stuff came later in my life. And that's not the only area where I didn't pull the trigger, so to speak. I missed out on lots of experiences, lots of opportunities because of me being in this passive observer mode. That made me passively stupid. But if I had been actively stupid, I would have leveled up much more quicker. Embarrassing yourself here and there, that's a healthy thing. So I had very little of those moments. So I wasn't necessarily afraid of taking on new hobbies and stuff, or meeting new people and being social and stuff. I was afraid to go a little bit deeper. So I was afraid to ask the question. I was afraid to take the risky step, make the risky move. I didn't want to embarrass myself because I want to seem perfect. Big mistake. You miss out on lots of experiences, and there's always that dumb person who is going to ask that question anyway, or go and approach the hot girl anyway. Even today, I have to remind myself constantly that life is a game, play the game, don't take yourself seriously, don't always try to win, just play. Stay in the game. And staying in the game, playing the game, will keep you in this playful mode. When you start being too serious, you start taking everything like a task. When everything seems like a task, sucks all the life out of life. You know, like, what a quote. And when all the seriousness, all the perfectionism sucks the life out of your life, life ain't fun anymore. And when life ain't fun anymore, life cannot be creative anymore. It's very important to have a little bit of fun. This is the point. Being passively stupid, you don't necessarily even notice yourself being passively stupid, because when you don't participate in these, like imagine yourself in a class. Even the teachers encourage you to actively participate in, like, raising your hand, answering the questions, asking stupid questions. Sometimes it's hard not to care. You always come up with shit in your head. That's a trap. 99% of the time, even 100% of the time, it's a fucking trap. Nobody really cares if you make a mistake, if you look goofy, if you look stupid. So, yeah. Life goes on.